Welcome to this tutorial. Today we're going to be looking at Tomb King's shields with a cowhide design, sort of like you'd see in a Zulu warrior. Ancient Egyptian warriors would have used this, so I thought it would be quite cool. First step is to make sure you get a nice thin coverage with Corax white. You want to have a couple of layers, probably took me about 3, maybe 4, just thin layers built up to get nice even coverage on the front, back and the sides there. Now we've finished that, we're going to move on to base coat all of the gold parts here, which is a nice simple step of Retributor armor. We're now going to be doing the cowhide pattern itself. So thin down black paint, but using black contrast paint to keep the consistency, and just splash on some nice cowhide patterns as you see fit. Now after that, what we're going to want to do is wash the metal parts. I use 1 part soft tone from the Army Painter to about 4 parts Reichland Flesh Shade. Just gives you a nice, ready, old gold type of tone. So after that, we're going to do a very thin layer of contrast paint, Skeleton Horde, over the white part, just to unify it all. That's about 3 parts contrast medium to 1 part Skeleton Horde. Just tints it nicely, makes it all look quite nice and old. Just do this on the cowhide part, not the metals or the wood on the back. Ripping through it now, so we're going to try and highlight up a little bit of that black. We're going to use Eshin Grey, and we're just going to do some vertical lines down where you can see the pattern in the wood. Likewise, we're going to do the same again, but with Corax white, just to highlight the white parts. I'm also going to add a few lines just to suggest a bit of texture over and above what has been molded onto the shield, just to add a little bit of interest. Okay, so now we've done that, we're going to just increase the definition here by dropping a little bit thinned black paint into these recesses in the black areas. Moving on, we're going to highlight up the metal parts with a custom mix that's meant to replicate Liberator Gold but have better coverage than that paint, which is frankly awful. So I use Retributor Armor with a tiny touch of Vallejo Model Air Silver. You're better off experimenting with it to get the right mix that you want, but roughly 5 parts Retributor to 1 part silver. And on the back here, we're going to paint in the wood. We're just going to use a bit of contrast paint, some wild wood here. If you want, you can dry brush that with Gawthor Brown, but I can't be bothered. Nobody's going to see the back of the shield, and it'll just be messy and give you stuff to clean up later. So we'll just get a nice thin layer of that contrast paint. And the final step is we're just going to paint those handles Balthazar Gold. If you wanted to, you could wash it with the same wash as I did on the other metal and highlight it with the Sycorax Bronze. But again, nobody's going to see it. So there we are. I really hope you enjoyed that. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time.